While the Dutch colonial empire is not as widely known as its British, Belgian, and French counterparts, its effects on the archipelago now known as Indonesia were equally terrifying. The Dutch East India Company arrived in what is now Indonesia in the 17th century. Their brutal conquests were aimed at building a trade monopoly in spices, coffee, thea, sugar, and human beings. According to historian P. Hagen, around 4 million Indonesians lost their lives due to the Dutch colonial wars of conquest. And that isn't even counting the many natives who perished due to cruel forced labor, or the widespread famines that were the result of the ruthless cultivation system implemented by the Dutch usurpers. The Dutch East India Company eventually went bankrupt at the end of the 18th century, after which the East Indies came under direct colonial rule by the Dutch state. The Dutch state continued the institution of slavery until the official abolition in the 1860s, after which they continued forced labor in the form of coolie ordinances until the 1940s. The millions of people forced into bondage by the Dutch endured unimaginable cruelty at the hands of their masters. Anything deemed rebellious or lazy behavior, running away or cozying up to female enslaved women or girls who were exclusive property of the master, would lead to brutal punishment. Over a century of colonial cruelty eventually sparked nationalist uprisings amongst the embittered local population, eventually culminating in the Indonesian Declaration of Independence after World War II. The Dutch, however, did not accept Indonesian sovereignty and instigated a bloody invasion euphemistically called the politional actions that cost over 100,000 lives. Eventually, the USA forced the Netherlands into accepting Indonesian independence in 1949.